Hey guys, I am so excited to be here with you. So I'm going to tell you guys about the first client that I ever had, the first booking that I ever had. And this is something that I haven't shared on TikTok before. And you will not believe what he wore to this booking. My client booked the most. Get ready with. Oh my God, you guys. Let's do a pack my bag. So I want to tell you guys about my first ever client. He was a high-end surgeon. And I got this referral through a friend. So she contacted me saying that he wanted to see me. And he first saw me through a photo that I posted on Instagram. And I'll try and put up the photo here, but I was wearing this pink sailor suit and these really tall stripper pleaser heels. So pleaser shoes are it's a type of shoes that strippers buy, and they're really tall. There was a platform that my foot sat on, and then the heel was probably about this big. I could not walk in them at all, and he requested me to walk in these shoes. So when I went to see him, I was literally walking through the suburbs trying to find his apartment in these pink pleasers, looking ridiculous. When he first contacted me, it was through a friend, so I felt that okay, my friends have seen him, he must be a pretty nice guy. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have replied to him. And I agreed to see him. His request was that I wore my pink pleaser shoes and that I had white toenails, because he was a foot guy. He loved feet, so he had the white toenails. And when the girl messaged me that he wanted to see me, I didn't know that she, if I agreed to seeing him, she would get a cut, he would send her some money. So that's his whole thing. Because his whole mission was to sleep with every OnlyFans girl in the Gold Coast, Brisbane area, in my area. So I'd known a lot of girls that had seen him. And so when these girls would refer another girl, they would get a cut of money if they saw him. So yeah, he requested me to come. I was in my pleasers. I was in a tight maxi dress. So the pleasers did not suit at all, but that's what he wanted. And he actually asked me if he could film it as well, which I agreed to. And I only agreed to this because he has a very high up job. I knew that he wouldn't want to be posting that out on the internet for everyone to see. He said that he wanted to film it for his own pleasure because he didn't like watching porn. He wanted to watch himself, which I think is super narcissistic. I think he's just in love with himself. He just wanted to watch himself with these girls. And so yeah, I agreed to that. And I knew a lot of my friends that had seen him were stars anyway, so they had stuff already out on the internet. So I don't think he had this big scheme to get all these videos and post them illegally. I go to meet him. I drive about an hour to go meet him, and I meet him downstairs in his apartment, which I don't usually go to clients' apartments, but because I had those referrals, I felt pretty safe to do so. I meet him at his apartment, and he actually hired a videographer. She was female. So they both met me downstairs at the apartment. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Who's this girl? I didn't know her. And I get into the elevator, and he just starts I don't know, kissing and being all lovey-dovey. And there's this old couple that come into the elevator. And I'm like, what are you guys thinking right now? I'm literally in these giant ass heels. There's this random woman with us. We're making out. What are these guys thinking right now? So that was a bit awkward. And we get up to the room, and it's a really, really flash room. Really flash apartment. But one of the first things I notice is that there's a bunch of cameras throughout the apartment. And I'm not even kidding you. He shows me around the apartment. We go to the bedroom. There is a camera. Say this is the bed, right? There's a camera in front of me, and professional cameras. Camera in front of me here, 2 professional cameras here, 1 above the bed, and then about 3 iPhones set up as well. he had it down pat. Like, he wanted every angle possible. So yeah, I was like, okay, that was kind of a bit like freaky, and like this woman's just here like ready to film, like it's super casual. I was like, wow, this is a lot for a first client. So yeah, that was kind of freaky. Thank you so much, Hideaway, for sponsoring this episode of Storytime with Kayla Jade. You can get 10% off if you use my code Storytime on their website. They have perfumes, lubes, mousses, and so much more. So much good smelling products. I love it. I love something smelling good. Thank you, Hideaway. You'll find the link to their website in the show notes. So when I first actually saw him, he was very attractive. Like, I think usually like the client gets the stereotype of like the unattractive, like you don't want to sleep with him. But he was very attractive. He was clean cut. He smelled good. He was in a suit, like dressed to the nines. So I was like, okay, like I don't mind this. Like, this is sort of calming me now. Had a little bit of trust in him now that he's like super clean cut. And anyway, we talk about like boundaries and stuff beforehand. Like, he's pretty open about that. And he goes to get, like, he asked me if I can wear an outfit. So I'm like, okay. He goes into this closet, and like I noticed he just has like hundreds of these outfits. And he pulls out like one of these outfits. It's in like a plastic. It's literally, they're just from Shein. Like, he pulls out one of his hundreds of outfits. He pulls one out. And he asked me to get dressed in it. I'm like, okay, cute. Like, cute little outfit. Okay, like, what am I going to wear? And then I go to the bathroom to get dressed. And it's like this metallic purple bikini that I put on. And then the bottom part is like, you know what like Borat wears in that movie? That like green like mankini. So it was like, I pull it up over my shoulders and it's still like the purple metallic, but it's like this mankini thing. And it goes like right up my, and it's unflattering because I have a big butt. So like it just went straight down my back. Like, it didn't curve into my back or anything. It was just like mankini down my back. It was not attractive in the slightest. And it was way too small for me. So it just covered my nipples. And then like my whole vag was sticking out. Like, it was unattractive as but that's what he wanted me to wear. So I go out and like get back into the room. The videographer, she's standing there and she's like, what's up? Like, I'm like, what's up? Waiting for him to come back in the room. And I kid you freaking not. I kid you not. He comes in wearing this tiger striped loincloth that covers his genitals. And like, that's it. Like, he's just bare naked, comes in. I swear he oiled himself because he was like really oily. He comes in. I'm in this weird ass Borat mankini. He's in this loincloth. He starts like almost like grunting like when he gets in the room. And I'm like, okay. I'm just like going along with it. She's like starting to film us. Like, she films it like it's like almost like a video. Like, I have to like walk in the room and she's like following me walking, and then I like come to the bed and like meet him on the bed. He's very like meticulous. Like, he has like I think he must be sort of like somewhat on the spectrum of something, because everything just had to be like a certain way. And I feel like he does it with a lot of the girls. Like, there's a certain way that he likes to do it. And if it doesn't go that way, he gets upset. It's like one time, like, because I saw him multiple times, right? And one time, because he likes the white toenails, and I wasn't a huge fan of the white toenails, and I usually get French. So I was like, okay, French is like close to white. That's fine. I'll just go like that, whatever. And then he gets so upset that I have French toenails. And he's like, French toenails remind me of my ex-wife. And he said to me that he could not look at my toes while we were that day. He was just that obsessed with that. But anyway, back to in the bed. So we start going at it, and like, I'm in missionary. He's on top of me. And he's like making these like grunting animalistic noises. And I'm not even kidding you. It's like Tarzan's come into the room. Like, he's grunting, he's moaning, but not in like a, oh, cute, a guy's moaning kind of way. And like, this was like animalistic. And this videographer is just like filming. She's just so casual about it. It's like she's done it a million times before. So yeah, he's groaning on top of me. I'm like, this is weird, but I'm like not one to kink shame. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. And then he like, this happened multiple times where he's a real foot guy, right? So he like grabs my foot and he starts sucking on my toes. He starts like sucking each individual toe, and then he like literally puts half my foot in his mouth. He basically like deep throats my foot. Like I'm pretty sure he wanted me to like suck his toes one time, and I'm like, oh, like I don't do that. No, thank you. I don't want your sticky feet near my face. He also really got off with like watching another woman come, which sounds great in retrospect, but I think in a way like a lot of men do that as like a control thing in a way. Like a lot of narcissistic people I feel like to watch that again and again. So yeah, there was another, like after we had done the groaning on the bed for a bit, he's like, oh, I want to show you something. So we go into this other room and there's this like bed like in the middle of the room, nothing else in the room, just the bed. And there's like this like leather saddle thing sitting on it. And I'm like, okay, I've never seen one of these before in my life. I have no idea what it does. It's like a black saddle and then it's just got a black sitting on top. So it's like one of those things that you sit on top and like you ride it. But this thing was like imported from Europe or something. It had an insane amount of power. He turns it on and it starts vibrating. And I just literally start is like uncontrollably because this thing is so intense. I like spilt out probably 2 liters out of my body because of that. Yeah. So he loved that. I guess like I felt kind of like I'm sort of the person that like kind of goes with the flow. So I felt like, oh, I guess this is what people do. Like this is normal. Like I hadn't really experienced many clients before this. Like he was like the first that I remember, the first proper one. And I had sort of dabbled in the like filming stuff before. So I've kind of used to like the OnlyFans side. But looking back on it, it was very weird. Very weird. And just the way he acted, it was almost like a ritual. Like he just had this plan of like how he wants to have this sex act. And it wasn't that he did anything that was crossing the boundaries. He didn't try to anything like that. It was all pretty like vanilla for the most part, apart from the like jungle grunting. But yeah, it was an interesting feeling. I never felt unsafe, I think because as well it helped that there was another female in the room. And yeah, I went back a couple times after that, so I definitely felt pretty good with him. This episode is brought to you by Hideaway. I have to tell you guys something that I've been trying that's been a game changer. I'm all about self-care. You guys know that Hideaway is known for its incredible perfumes and body products, and they've just launched something a little cheeky. It's their natural lube, and let me tell you, it is really good. It's my go-to for when I'm solo at home or with my female clients. They love it especially. They notice the difference. So head to hideaway.online/bedroom and use my code Storytime for 10% off your order. Bye, guys. I feel like a lot of girls like in my area would have definitely seen him. He was one to sort of like target OnlyFans girls. So I feel like a lot of girls would have had that same experience. But I feel like it was very different to a sex work experience in a way. I feel like a lot of girls either, start off in a brothel because they're unsure of how to work. So they'll start there and then sort of learn the ropes and go more independent, or they start independent. I started independent from the get-go. Like I never worked in a brothel. I feel like because I have so many friends who are sex workers and I had spent a couple years in the sex industry, I sort of had learned what happens in these places, how unsafe brothels are, how the people that own it take such a massive cut that they barely get any money. It's insane. It should be illegal. I started that when I was like 29 though. Like if I was fresh 18 when I started seeing clients, I would have had no idea what I was doing. And I probably would have gotten myself into some terrible situations. So yeah, I sort of learned through my friends like what was good to do and what was not good to do. And because I had had so much experience like in the sex work industry, I sort of got to a point where I was like, okay, like I feel like I could try this because I've learned so much. Like I know how to be safe around people. Like I had plenty of collabs before. So if you're not sure on like how, like what happens at a collab. So basically when someone wants to collab with you on OnlyFans, you'll start messaging and like you obviously agree to a collab date, send through STD checks if you're like sexually collabing with them to make sure you're all clean. And then you'll message some inspo of like TikToks or social media ideas that you want to do together. And then you'll meet up. My first ever collab was with a girl. Her name was Honey Brooks. She's amazing. And it was a really, really scary thing because, yeah, I was definitely doing stuff that I hadn't ever done before. I remember she like pulled out this like massive long like double-ended, so like it's like on each end and it's like attached together, so one girl goes on one end and the other girl goes on the other end. And basically we did that and it was just the most ridiculous thing. Like I had to stop myself from laughing doing it because I was like, do people actually watch this shit? Like this is crazy. But it all was very hot, you know. But yeah, it was interesting, like, you know, being with a girl on camera. Like her husband filmed it and it was new, but she made it feel so welcoming. And I think from the start I was always like sure on making sure I wasn't collabing with everyone, you know. I was making sure that the person that I was messaging, like we had a good vibe, like, you know, checking their social medias and like just seeing if they like vibed with the same vibe as I did. So she was a very good first experience. But yeah, so after the collab, after you get, you know, your TikToks, your social media posts, you collab, and then you finish with her. So her husband actually edited it and then he sent it to me, and then we both agreed on a date to release it on our pages. Agreed on a price, you know, so no one's like, hey, like, you know, you sold it for less than me, like more people are going to buy it from you. It's like, this is the price. We both sell it at the price and we both agree on the release date, and then you release it and that's it. But yeah, I've stayed in contact with her since it was like probably 3 years ago that we did that collab, and I've stayed in contact with her ever since. So it's nice when you find friends in the industry. I'm off on a tangent now to go back to my client story. So he was really comforting. Like I felt like he was a very charismatic guy. He was very good looking, charming. So I felt pretty, even though he was doing some weird shit in the bedroom, I felt really comfortable with him. So once we finished, like obviously we did the payment at the start. He pays me at the start of the booking every time. And we went for about an hour because that was the booking time. But because I was so new, you know, the hour was up and I'd had a shower and I was talking to him because I was just like, whatever. Wasn't really thinking of it. And then, yeah, that's when he told me about how his profession is very high up and he's very discreet. Sorry about this. He's very discreet. And, just how like he's got so much life behind him, and he's telling me his story. So we were connecting a bit through that. I was telling him my story. So yeah, we probably talked for about half an hour, and then I was like, okay, it's time to go home. Go downstairs with my pleasers. I definitely didn't put them back on. I was walking barefoot back to my car. I can't believe I walked like in those heels in the middle of the suburbs. Like I am so anxious now. I would never be able to do that now. Like old Kayla, she was crazy. Like I'm not that same woman. So I went back home and, you know, I debriefed with my very close friend. We debriefed because like he knew it was my first like proper, like I had seen like dabbled here and there before, but this is like the first one that I really remember. So we talked about it, and it was kind of that weird feeling like, yeah, like I don't know what I was expecting from it. Like it was neither good or bad. I don't feel like an absolute piece of shit. Like it was nice getting that money because I've never been able to make that much money so quickly before. So that was nice. But obviously it's not like, you know, I'm not going to feel amazing from it. I'm not going to feel, yeah. So yeah, it was that interesting feeling of like, wow, I've just done this. Like I've just done sex work. How interesting. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird feeling, if I'm being real. But neither good or bad. Neither good or bad. And then I feel like I was seeing him probably once every week or 2 weeks for a while. Every time he would get out the outfit from the little Shein bag. I think the second time it was silver, but same thing. Mankini, straight up. Like, and yeah, he definitely loved just watching me like pleasure, watching me finish. That's really what got him off. We met sometimes like in hotels, or I would go to his apartment, and yeah, he was always a lovely guy, but I feel like he definitely had some demons. Like I feel like, you know, those people that you wouldn't want to get on their dark side. Like I feel like any like surgeon that's like a brain surgeon, heart surgeon, I feel like you got to be somewhat of a sociopath. Like in a way, like in the nicest way possible, to be like actually physically working on a person like that. I feel like you got to have something going. So yeah, I knew he was a little bit interesting, but I did feel safe around him for the most part. It was good. It was definitely that experience was just really the break into the sex industry, and me seeing like really how much money people can make out of this industry, and how empowering it is in a way to be like, I can do that and I can get these guys to do that. So yeah, that was a bit of a enlightening experience for me. And in case you're curious, with the mankini bikini, I did keep the initial first one. I did keep it. I kept it in the plastic bag, and I moved house with that mankini because it was just like a little souvenir. I don't know. It was like one of my first times. I was like, okay, I like to keep like little souvenirs. So I kept that for a while. I'm pretty sure I chucked it out now. I'm like, okay, I'm done with it now. But for a while, I held on to that mankini and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I thought about it.